All right, there you go. PA announcer Al Schock ahead of our Class A Championship Series between Baseball 365 and St. Louis Park. The Pirates, perfect 4-0 in the tournament, have given up only one run in this state tournament, beating the Minneapolis Mudcats 4-0. Stockman's Irish 10-0, St. Anthony Hogs 11-0. And once again, beat Baseball 365 yesterday by a score of 2-1. So they get the rematch here. And for the Pirates, it's simple. Win today and you're the champs. If they lose to Baseball 365, there would be a title game on Monday night, a winner-take-all. We'll get started in a moment here on NSPN.TV.
Baseball. It's America's pastime and Minnesota's passion. The all-new Neighborhood Sports Network, in partnership with the Minnesota Baseball Association, brings you coverage of the 2022 State Amateur Baseball Tournament. Coverage of this great Minnesota tradition is proudly brought to you by The Urgency Room, fast, flexible care. McDonald's, owners and operators of Minnesota and Western Wisconsin. Find your golden opportunity at mcdonalds.com/careers. Xfinity, a better way to watch. Think Bank, meet your money. The Star Tribune, your home for the best prep coverage. And by the Minnesota Twins. Get tickets for Town Ball Night at Target Field on September 10th. Live coverage throughout the Town Ball tourney can be seen right here on the Neighborhood Sports Network. That's NSPN.TV. Welcome to the neighborhood. Now, let's get out to the ballpark.
And we are underway. Chris Odegaard for the Pirates. Strike one, ball one now. Strike two. 1-2 to the leadoff hitter Mason Wolf, playing in center field for Baseball 365. Who earlier today beat the Minnetonka Millers 10-6. And there is a pitch outside, but we talked about what Pirates pitching has done so far, and it is dominant. Just one run so far in the state tournament. They win today. Here's a pitch hit in the air by Wolf to center field. Radzinski back toward the fence, and the scoreboard makes the catch. So Wolf gave it a ride. Was allowed out to start the ball game.
The third baseman.
Now batting for Baseball 365 to start the ball game. Michael Thomas playing at third base.
Number 2.
Thomas in the first game had a run scored and 5 trips to the plate. Looks at one outside by Odegaard. Austin Ledeen behind the plate. Donald Blunt at third. Austin Fedgy Johnson at short. Jake Mangler at second. Joe Pierce at first for the Pirates. There's a strike, 1-1. Jimmy Heck in left. Brady Brzezinski in center field. Tony Manville in right for the Pirates. There's a foul tip strike. And 1-2 to Thomas. Casella waiting on deck. And then Mark Fenstead batting in the DH spot. Fenstead had that home run to get Baseball 365 scoring in that elimination game earlier today. Once again, they'd need to win 2 to win the Class A title. Air Freight Unlimited won it a year ago. There's a curveball, strike 3. Got him looking 2 away. And now it'll bring up Casella, the shortstop.
Batting third.
Casella had an RBI double in the third in the first game today. Walked and scored a run in the 7th against the Millers.
5.
First pitch away. Here's one fouled to the screen. 1-1 now to count. St. Louis Park, just a dominant pitching performance. They won a title in 2018, beating Lions Pub Warriors 2-1. They have not been to the championship game since. There's a swing and a miss, now 1-2. St. Louis Park won a title in 08, beating the Green Mill Brewers 7-0. Fell to Wesley Holmes in 05. They beat Air Freight Unlimited in 02, 6-5. St. Louis Park went to 3 title games in a row, losing to the Millers in 97, 98, and 99. So another perennial power in Class A ball here in the state of Minnesota. Of course, the B and C tournament's underway, and you can see all the games on NSPN.TV. That one followed to the screen. And the count rides along at 2-2 to Sam Casella. Casella in his 4th year with Baseball 365. Fenstead waiting on deck. 2 away, nobody aboard, top of the 1st. There's one outside, the walk. It's not a lot of walks from both pitching staffs in that first game of the day today. Baseball 365 beat the Minnetonka Millers 10-6.
Mark Fenstead.
Now Mark Fenstead's going to dig in.
Number 22.
Fenstead hit that leadoff home run in inning number 2. Walked 3 times in the ball game, scored another run. First pitch swinging, hit high in the air into shallow right center field. Second base, Mangler out, makes the catch, puts him away. So a walk, he's left stranded after a half inning. Baseball 365
As the concession stand
0,
open for today's
and
game,
St. Louis Park coming to
popcorn,
bat.
Candy, hot dogs, hamburgers, brats, drinks, and other ballpark favorites are available. This being the end of the season, we will be short on concessions by the end of today's game. Prepare right now to buy your burger as soon as possible. Also, there are cups along the backstop railing for seeds. And we ask that you please do not dispose of your seeds on the ground. Let's keep Palm Field beautiful. Leading off for St. Louis Park, center fielder, number 15, Brady Brzezinski. Center field.
There we go for the
15.
Pirates in the bottom of the 1st. Brady Brzezinski playing in center field. Jake Bangler and Jimmy Heck. Against Nate Cousins. One of the coaches for Baseball 365 was warming up in the pen at the end of Game 1 today against the Minnetonka Millers and delivers strike 1 to Brzezinski. There's a curveball outside. 1-1 the count. Piram behind the plate. Behind the plate for all 9 in game 1. There's a strike. Here's one up the middle for a hit. Kind of a seeing eye ground ball that eluded the shortstop, Sam Casella.
The second baseman, number 3, Jake Mangler. Second base.
Now it's Jake Mangler playing at second base. Brzezinski aboard with a leadoff single for the Pirates. St. Louis Park wins it. They are the champs. Here in 2022 at Palm Field. Here in St. Anthony Village, throw over to first. Breeze freshening a little bit. So it blows almost straight out to center field here at Palm Field. Wasn't a lot of wind forecasted for today. Hardly any wind at all in game 1. 3 home runs hit in that game. Here's a chopper towards second, could be 2. Sella. Second for 1 on to first. Throw gets by. They erase the lead runner. Mangler will reach on the fielder's choice. Brzezinski retired 6-4.
Batting third.
So now it's Jimmy Heck, the left fielder.
Number 30, Jimmy Heck. Left field. Number 30.
One on, one out, bottom of the first. No score. Throw over to first. Cousins over to Balin. The runner gets back. That one fall to the screen. For baseball 365. Jake Porter in left, Mason Wolf in center, Zane Rutledge in right. Cousins checking the runner, curveball. Over third base into left field for a solid hit. And now the Pirates have 2 on. And 1 out. That'll bring up Adam Seaman, the DH. Second hit of the inning.
Batting fourth.
Mangler at second, Heck at first.
Number 32, Adam Seaman. Designated hitter. Number 32.
Well, here's Seaman trying to give the Pirates the lead. They got runners at first and second and just 1 out. There's a strike. Left-handed batter, DH for the Pirates. Guess say one of the perennial powers here in Class A ball. Gold standard, the Minnetonka Millers, but St. Louis Park's been pretty darn good over the years as well. Around the infield, Thomas at third, Sam Kalesa at short. Matthew Coless at second. Balin over at first. Parham behind the plate. One and two the count, one away, two on for the Pirates. No score here in inning number one. That one hit high in the air down the left field line, drifting. Oh, it's fair ball. Fell just inside the line. One run scores. Well, bloop double by Seaman. Mangler scores. He had to wait, and then he trots home. That goes to third.
The first baseman, number 30.
And the Pirates have the early lead.
Joe Pierce. First base.
That'll bring up Joe Pierce
Number
playing at
33.
first base with runners at second and third and one out. And the Pirates making noise. And now they're just going to throw over. I'm not exactly sure why. You know, I think what they were saying, did Mangler touch third on his way around? And the answer is probably yes. A third base umpire on the scene. So here's Pierce. Dominant run, though, by the Pirates here in this state tournament. Outscored opponents 20-1 in their 4 victories. Here's one hit high in the air to center field. Coming on, Wolf. Coming on, runner tags from third. Here's the throw to the plate. It'll be wide, and the runner scores. Tagging in, scoring is Heck to make it 2-0. Sac fly RBI by Pierce. And it's 2-0, St. Louis Park.
Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 42, Donald Blunt. Third base, number 42.
There's Donald Blunt playing at third. There's a runner at second, now 2 away. Seaman the RBI double, Pierce the sac fly RBI. And there's a curveball strike from Cousins. So the Pirates off to a good start here in what could decide the title today. Another curveball, a little low. 1-1. 6 Pirate to bat here in the first. 3 umpires out there for these state championship or state tournament games. There's one skipping in, bounding away from the catcher, Pyram. He took some shots in that. There's a play at the plate. He's definitely been beat up so far. 2-1 now the count. Pyram's done a good job. There's one inside and just ripped foul by Blunt. Just turned on that one. St. Louis Park roster doesn't show their experience or where they hail from, but like I say, this is quite a program. There's one right over the mound. Tough chance. No chance. There's the shortstop, Kalesa. Just couldn't do much with it. Slow roller over the mound. That's an infield hit for Blunt.
Batting seventh.
And that is their 4th hit of the inning. And now they have runners at the corners and 2 out. 2 runs in, and that'll bring up Tony Manville playing in right field. Manville,
22.
7th Pirate to bat now in the inning. And the pitch from Cousins. Runner goes. And there's a stolen base. So the Pirates putting the heat on early. Wearing those orange tops. First Baseball 365 started the day in the royal blue tops. Just enough time to grab a beverage between games. Relax just a little bit. There is a strike. Manville, the right fielder. Most wind we've had all day today. You can see that flag out in center field fluttering a bit. There's another chopper, not hit hard. Sam Kalesa charges, throws on the run and got him. Good play. Manville retired 6-3, but damage done. St. Louis Park gets 2 on 4 hits. And after 1 inning of play, the Pirates lead it 2-0 here on NSPN.TV.
All season long, you've gathered with friends, neighbors, and family at ball yards all across Minnesota.
Still going, gone! A home run!
Diamonds that define hundreds of communities. Town Ball binds together our passion for baseball and our hometowns. And on September 10th, the cornerstone of Minnesota baseball, Target Field, will host a party for all those who play, watch, and support Town Ball. The Twins host the Guardians at 6:10 p.m. Prior to the game, the champions will be honored in a ceremony at Town Ball Tavern, and all Town Ballers will be invited down to the field for a special pregame ceremony. Wear your team colors and enjoy a special night at Target Field.
Field Scallon back, has it measured. That's it! Air Freight Unlimited, your Class A state champions.
For tickets to the Minnesota Twins Tip of the Cap to Town Ball on September 10th, visit twinsbaseball.com/townball.
First base, number 28.
There we go to inning number 2. Baseball 365, the visitor. It'll be 5, 6, and 7. Balin, Rutledge, and Porter. Balin playing down at first base. Some outstanding defensive plays in that win over the Millers earlier today. Chris Odegaard, the starter for the Pirates, delivers. Curveball strike 1. Catcher Ledeen, Blunt at third. Veggie Johnson at shortstop. Mangler at second, Pierce at first. Heck, Brzezinski, and Manville around the outfield for the Pirates. There's strike 2. 0-2. Balin hit that home run in the 8th. Had an RBI single in the 7th. He certainly was a big part of it. But defensively, started a great 3-6-3 double play in that first game of the day. 1-2 now the count to. There's a curveball missing just up in the zone. Looked like a pretty good pitch, but the home plate umpire says no. And now 2-2 to the leadoff man here in the second for Baseball 365. There's one hit in the air to center field. Brzezinski drifts back, makes the catch, hit well. Took him almost all the way to the fence. And now one away, and that'll bring up Zane Rutledge, the right fielder.
Number 4, Zane Rutledge.
Rutledge earlier today
Right field.
played in
Number
right field.
4.
Got hit by a pitch a couple of times, scored a run. Got hit in the second and the 4th. Eventually scored. One of 10 runs for Baseball 365 over the Minnetonka Millers. Well, swing and a miss. Now 1-1 to Rutledge. They did get a base runner aboard. That was Sam Kalesa walking with 2 outs in the first. There's one inside on the hands. Now strike 2, 1-2 the count. This gorgeous Sunday. Of course, Class B, Class C underway down the road. Faribault, Dundas, and Meesville. That's smashed foul. Count rides along at 1-2. All the games on NSPN.TV. Neighborhood Sports Network, and we happen to be in St. Anthony today. We have crews in Maysville, Dundas, and Faribault for the B and C, and our coverage will carry right through Labor Day. The 1-2, curveball, strike three, good pitch. That was a beauty. Rutledge knew it. 2 away.
Batting seventh, the
Second
left fielder,
strikeout,
number 23.
both looking
Jake
for
Porter.
Odegaard. And
Left
now it's
field,
Jake Porter playing in left
number
field.
23.
Porter pinch hit, was 0 for 1. Took over for Angelo Pasiga. That coming in the 7th inning. Popped out to second base. Looks at ball 1. There's one outside. Ball 2, 2-0. To Porter. Catcher Jack Piram waiting on deck. As they try and battle back, down 2-0 here in the second. Swing and a miss. And you just look at the bracket and what the Pirates have done. 3 shutouts leading into tomorrow. There's a swing and a miss, now 2-2. Baseball 365, the only team to score a run off them in the tournament, and it came yesterday. So the Pirates really getting the pitching. There's one outside, and the fact that they only had to play 1 game this weekend. Baseball 365 in their 3rd game of the weekend. Of course, the Millers, who were defeated earlier in the day, had 2 yesterday, 1 today. There's a swing and a miss. So Odegaard cruising, struck out 2 in the inning. He's got 3 strikeouts in the ball game. Baseball 365 goes 3 up, 3 down in the second. After 1.5, it's 2-0 St. Louis Park.
Batting eighth, the catcher, number 57, Austin Ledeen.
Here we go to the bottom of inning number 2 for St. Louis Park. 8-9-1, Austin Ledeen, Alex Fedgy Johnson, and Brady Berzinski. Pirates get 2 runs on 4 hits in inning number 1. They go to work against Nate Cousins. The Baseball 365 starter Steve Thompson along with Kim Reinhardt, our camera operator. This one hit high in the air to left center field, carrying deep toward the 365 sign. Center fielder Mason Wolf runs it down. There's 1 away. Ledeen gave it a ride, but it's allowed out. 1 away.
Ninth,
That'll bring up the shortstop, Alex Fedgy Johnson.
number 2, Alex Fedgy Johnson. Shortstop,
Against Nate Cousins.
number 2.
Here right behind St. Anthony High School. The high school right over the right field fence. This one hit toward third, gobbled up by Thomas. He throws him out. Good play as he moves to his left, throws. Quickly 2 away for the Pirates here in the second. Now to the top of the order. Brady Brzezinski went off with a single. Retired on a fielder's choice. One of 4 hits in the inning. Seaman with an RBI double. Joe Pierce, the sac fly RBI. There's strike 1. Well, important for Cousins to get a quick inning, get his team back out there, swinging the bats. There's one down for a hit in right center field. Wolf comes over, cuts it off. That is a 2-out single for Brzezinski, his second hit of the game. 5th overall for the Pirates, and that'll bring up Jake Mangler. Mangler reached in a fielder's choice and scored in inning number 1. Runner goes, throw down there, not in time. Stolen base for Brzezinski. Throw by Piram from his knees. Good throw, but not in time. Going to hit high and foul down the right field line. Long run. Balin couldn't get there. Good effort as he runs down into the bullpen of the Pirates. Down the first base line, but just couldn't get there. And the count now 1-1. To Mangler. Brzezinski now at second with 2 outs here in the second inning. St. Louis Park didn't play baseball 365 during the regular season, but played them on Saturday and beat them 2-1. There's a curveball. Hit in the air to left field. Porter in a step or two and makes the catch. Fooled him for a moment, then recovered. And Mangler is retired. So St. Louis Park gets a hit. They leave one. And after 2, they lead it 2-0. Here on NSPN.TV.
Fast and flexible care. Count on the urgency room for expert medical care when you need it most. Visit us in person. Broken bone, chest pain? We're in Eagan, Vadnais Heights, or Woodbury. Online care. Sinus infection? Strep throat? We offer easy online care. Major to minor, we can provide the level of care you need. Visit urgencyroom.com. Mobile check-in now available.
Star Tribune covers high school sports as passionately as you live them. Don't miss a beat on the games you love. Check out Star Tribune all day, every day for the latest prep news, scores, and so much more.
We move to inning number 3. Chris Odegaard's been in command so far. Odegaard, 3 strikeouts, a walk. Hasn't given up a hit through 2. And he will face 8, 9, and 1 in that baseball 365 order. Jack Piram, the catcher. So Piram, Kalesa, and Wolf against Odegaard. First pitch swinging into right field. Manville to his left. Did he come up with it? He did. What a catch. Got it in the glove, fell down, hung on to the ball. Piram retired on a pitch. Nice play.
Batting 9th.
That'll bring up Matthew Casella playing at second base.
Matthew Kalesa.
Kalesa.
Second base. Number 18.
Had quite a day. 3 hits, a run scored, an RBI, 4 trips to the plate. And their win over the Minnetonka Millers earlier today, 10-6, had a good game. That one to the screen, 0-2 the count. So, Velez, with 1 out, nobody on. That fouled away. Count rides along at 0-2. Mason Wolf, leadoff hitter, waiting on deck for baseball 365 here in the 3rd inning. That one hit down the right field line for a hit. That'll be a single as Manville comes over to cut it off. First hit of the game there with
Center
1 out.
fielder Mason Wolf.
For baseball 365 here in the 3rd inning. And now to bring up top of the order, Mason Wolf. Fly ball to center field. Hit it well. To start the game. There's a curveball. Hit foul. And rattles around in the grandstand in the field behind us. We've got a couple of covered grandstands here at Palm Field. This one hit high in the air to right center field, coming over. Brzezinski makes the catch in front of the scoreboard, 2 away. So Wolf retired on fly balls to center field for the second time in the game. And with 2 out and 1 on, that'll bring up Michael Thomas, who struck out in the first. Yesterday in the 2-1 win, Andy Davis struck out 10 batters across 9 innings in a 2-1 victory. Give up a solo home run in the top of the 9th to C.J. Smith. Baseball 365 advanced a runner into scoring position only twice in the ball game. Big thanks to Michael Hughes for putting together the story on that one. It is available at the Minnesota Baseball Association website. Here's a liner towards short, stabbed by Austin Fedgy Johnson to retire the side. So a soft liner to short, and that retires it. Baseball 365 gets a hit. They leave one. And after 2.5, they trail 2-0 here on NSPN.TV.
Left fielder Jimmy Heck.
There we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning for St. Louis Park. 3, 4, and 5 in their order. Jimmy Heck, Adam Seaman, and Joe Pierce. Heck singled and scored in the 1st inning. Nate Cousins begins his third inning of work for Baseball 365, throwing to his catcher, Jack Piram. There's a curveball strike on the outside edge. Michael Thomas at third, Sam Kalesa at short, Matthew Kalesa at second, Nate Balin at first. The 0-1, curveball, driven the other way, hanging up and caught by right fielder Zane Rutledge. Got a good jump on it, moving to his right. One away. That'll bring up Adam Seaman, the DH. He had an RBI double in the first. And made it 1-0 St. Louis Park. As you can see, they led it 2-0 here in the bottom of the third. The home team unbeaten in this year's state tournament. They have run the table so far, giving up only one run in state tournament play. And a run for the ages by Pirate pitching. There's one outside, 1-0 to Seaman. Joe Pierce waiting on deck. There's a curveball hit towards second. Matthew Kaleza up. Lob throw to first, little high. In time, 4-3. The put out. 2 away, nobody aboard. That'll bring up Joe Pierce. If Baseball 365 is able to rally and win, we'd have a title game tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. St. Louis Park wins today. It is over. The Pirates would win their first title since 2018. Multiple championships over the years. Class B, Class C getting underway this weekend at Faribault, Dundas, and Maysville. Curveball, strike one. And we'll have coverage right through Labor Day weekend here on NSPN.TV. The Neighborhood Sports Network. There's a curveball outside, 1-1. And what's exciting about this, one monthly subscription gets you all the content, not only the state amateur tournament, but all the high school sports. I had a sneak peek at the high school sports schedule coming up. We've got a ton of it. There's a chopper towards short, grabbed by Sam Kalesa. Throw to first, airmails the first baseman, Balin, but the runner won't advance. That was a tough chance. They're going to rule that one E6.
Third baseman, Donald Blunt.
So here's Donald Blunt playing at third base. Runner on first, 2 away here. Bottom of the third inning. Pirates get their runs in the first. Cousins has been trying to keep the runners close. Couple of stolen bases already on the day for St. Louis Park. Blunt had one. Then in the second, Brzezinski had one. And Nate Cousins, the starter, peeks over his shoulder and curveball towards short. Soft liner caught on the run by Sam Kalesa. Good play. So the Pirates leave a runner. He reaches on an error. We have played 3. St. Louis Park leading Baseball 365, 3-0 here on NSPN.TV.
You should feel good about where you and your money are headed. We can help you build a better relationship with your money, starting with our free Simply Better checking account. When you open an account, you'll also receive a free gift. Get started today. Think Bank. Meet your money.
Sam Kalesa.
And we move to the top of the fourth for Baseball 365. It'll be batters 3, 4, and 5 in their order. Sam Kalesa, Mark Finstead, and Nate Balin. Class A walked and was left stranded in the first inning. Playing at shortstop today. Chris Odegaard, the starter, giving up a hit through 3. That one towards short on a hop. Stand by Fedji Johnson. Throw to first, a little wide, but in time. Mark Fenstead, the DH, is up next.
Designated hitter Mark Fenstead.
Fenstead popped out to second in inning number 1. He's 0 for 1. Balin waiting on deck. Baseball 365. They get their lone hit of the ball game in the third. They struck out 3 times. And Odegaard's walked 1. 1-0 pitch. There's a strike. 1-1. But I saw that high school sports schedule. Football, volleyball, boys and girls soccer on the docket here on NSPN.TV, and a lot of great features as well coming up. All for one low monthly subscription price. If you've subscribed already, thank you. You're in business. Once again, all the state amateur baseball tournament games right through Labor Day. High school sports coming up. Here's one popped in the air. Fenstead not happy. Another one on the infield. And another one out to second base. 2 away, and that'll bring up Nate Balin. Balin, a fly ball to center. Hit it well to lead off hitting number 2. There's 2 away and nobody aboard. Earlier today, the Minnetonka Millers claimed their third place hardware in a 10-6 loss to Baseball 365. There's a curveball. Balin kind of dipped the shoulder, and it finds the inside corner for strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Hit off the end of the bat to right field. Manville hardly has to move to put him away. So Baseball 365 goes 3 up, 3 down here in the 4th after 3.5. St. Louis Park leading at 2-0 here on NSPN.TV. Here we are at Palm Field in St. Anthony Village. Site of another Class A baseball tournament. They do a phenomenal job. These teams met yesterday. 2-1 victory for St. Louis Park. Sending Baseball 365 into that game today earlier with the Minnetonka Millers that they won 10-6. To close out how it went, Adam Seaman had a 2-out single. After Seaman was replaced with a pinch runner, Joe Pierce laced a double down the left field line to drive in the first run of the game. Advanced to third on the throw home. A few pitches later, Pierce scampered home on a wild pitch to provide St. Louis Park a 2-1 lead. So a tight one, and we got a tight one here as we go to the bottom of the 4th, and the Pirates leading at 2-0. Bottom third of the Pirates order, Manville, Ledeen, and Fedji Johnson due up. Manville grounded out in the first. There's one inside and low. Good stand by Piram. 1-0 the count. Pirates wearing those bright orange for St. Louis Park High School, orange and black. There's one up high. 2-0. And down team in St. Louis Park, featuring orange and black as well. 2-0. Chop foul, 2-1. The Manville, the right fielder. Ladine, the catcher, and then Fedgie Johnson, the shortstop, due up. Nate Cousins a little trouble in the first, 2 runs on 4 hits. But since then has been able to limit damage. There's a curveball towards second. Matthew Kalas up with it. Lob throw to first in time. Manville retired, and that'll bring up Austin Ladine, the catcher.
Catcher, Austin Ladine.
And Ladine, fly ball to deep center field. In inning number 2, he's 0 for 1. Cousins was warming up in the bullpen at the end of that win over the Millers. And I don't know if he was poised to come in if they weren't able to close it out. C.J. Smith wasn't able to finish a complete game, but he was ready to go for game 2 of the day. There's one down low. 2-0 the count to Ladine. Just a wonderful day. It doesn't get much better than this in Minnesota in August. Here's one hit. High in the air. The left center field, way up there in the park. Caught by the center fielder, Mason Wolf. Ladine put a charge into it, but way up there. And now with 2 away, that'll bring up the shortstop, Alex Fedgie Johnson. Johnson grounded out to third. In inning number 2, he's 0 for 1. That was a sky-high fly ball. Porter came over from left. Wolf got over there. They had time to carry on a conversation before that one came down. There's a curveball up high, ball 1, 1-0. There is a breeze, and it is helping to the outfield, but in the home runs we saw in the first game of the day, I don't think it was a factor because it was barely blowing. When I got to the ballpark today, there was no wind. And the sun was kind of shining in where we were setting up right behind home plate. Got a little warm, so I'm glad there's a bit of a breeze. There's one down low now, 3-0 to the number 9 hitter, Fedgie Johnson. Top of the order, Brady Brzezinski waiting on deck. There's a strike. The shortstop was taking all the way there, as you might expect. Nobody aboard, 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Grill is still going. There's one inside and a walk. That is the first walk given up by Nate Cousins. It comes with 2 out. Now the top of the order, Brady Brzezinski. And you know he's probably not happy walking the number 9 hitter in the order. And now he's got to deal with Brzezinski with 1 on here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The PA announcer is Al Schock, longtime PA announcer over at St. Thomas. WCCO Radio newsman. Al does a really good job. Tommies are lucky to have him. And you can tell he's been to Yankee Stadium early in his life. He grew up in eastern Pennsylvania. And the late Bob Shepard at Yankee Stadium. He's got a similar style. 1-1 now the count to Brzezinski. Brzezinski's had quite a day. A couple of singles and a stolen base, 2 for 2 already for the St. Louis Park leadoff man. There's a curveball, another high fly ball into left field. Porter coming in and makes the catch and puts it away. So the walk doesn't hurt. And through for St. Louis Park, leading baseball 365 here in the Class A Championship Series on NSPN.TV.
fast, and flexible care. Count on the urgency room for expert medical care when you need it most. Visit us in person. Broken bone, chest pain? We're in Eagan, Vadnais Heights, or Woodbury. Online care. Sinus infection? Strep throat? We offer easy online care. Major to minor, we can provide the level of care you need. Visit urgencyroom.com. Mobile check-in now available.
Rutledge.
And we turn the page to inning number 5. St. Louis Park leading baseball 365, 2-0. And for the visitors, Rutledge, Porter, and Pyram, 6, 7, and 8. Chris Odegaard's been in command. This one ripped down the right field line. What a catch! What a catch by Tony Manville toward the line. Robs Rutledge of extra bases. That was terrific. 1 out. Going to bring up Jake Porter, the left fielder. Porter struck out to end inning number 2. And actually, we have a pinch hitter here. C.J. Smith is going to hit here.
Attention please, batting for Porter, number 11, C.J. Smith.
So we have a pause. Now C.J. Smith is going to dig in. And as we mentioned, Smith pulls one foul down the right field line. Smith hit a solo home run off St. Louis Park on Saturday in that 2-1 loss. It was 2-0 going into the 9th. Smith hit one out of the park to make it 2-1. A 1 pitch. That one's fouled out of play, and he's in an 0-2 hole. So Rutledge drives one to right down the line, and Manville toward the line dives and makes a grab. Best catch I've seen today. And I'm not going out on a limb, probably one of the best of the tournament. There's one inside, swung it on and missed. Dropped third strike, and he's retired. So Smith strikes out. 4th strikeout of the game for Odegaard. And then 2-3 on the putout.
Catcher.
There's 2 away, and that'll bring up Jack Pyram. Pyram out on a fly ball to right. That was another terrific catch by Manville. So Tony Manville flashing the leather out in right field. A couple of terrific catches. There's one outside, ball 1, 1-0. Matthew Kaleza at second base waiting on deck. He does have a hit. And the lone hit in the game for baseball 365. Just want to hit high and foul over that first base dugout, occupied by the Pirates. And throughout the state tournament, they've been determining who's the home team by coin flip. Now, I get it, but when you get to the championship game, you would think the unbeaten Pirates automatically would be the home team. But they win the coin flip anyway and are the home team right now as we play here in the top of the 5th inning. There's one high and tight. And Pyram bends out of the way. 2-1 the count, 2 away, nobody aboard. And the Odegaard pitch fouled out of play. Kids staying busy today. There's a lot of youngsters here at Palm Field. I forgot to check what the reward is. I'm trying to clear out the concession stand because St. Louis Park wins today. That's it. That is it for Palm Field. There's a called 3rd strike. That'll do it in the inning. So Odegaard closes out the inning with his 5th strikeout. And baseball 365 goes 3 up, 3 down. for the second consecutive inning. That's 8 in a row retired by Odegaard. And we have played 4.5, and St. Louis Park leads it 2-0 here on NSPN.TV. Here we go to the bottom of the fifth inning. St. Louis Park trying to win a title today here at Palm Field in St. Anthony Village here in the heart of the metro area. The annual side of this Class A state tournament. Pleasure to be here along with camera operator Kim Reinhardt. So it is 2, 3, and 4. Mangler, Heck, and Seaman for the Pirates. Against baseball 365 starter Nate Cousins. First pitch, curveball strike. Mangler reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the first, fly ball to left in inning number 2. Mangler playing at second base. Another curveball, hit high in the air down the left field line. Long run, it's down for a hit. Off the fence on a hop. He's going to be held to a long single out there. Wow. One hopper off the fence. And it's now C.J. Smith out there defensively. Smith did well to hold him to a long single. And now it brings up Jimmy Hack playing in left field. And a single and a run scored in the first.
Number 4, Parker Johnson.
Parker Johnson running on the first pitch. He is safe. So Johnson running, Hack at the plate. And is ahead in the count 1-0. Bottom of the fifth inning here. Pirates win, they're the champs. This double elimination tournament. They have not been defeated. They've given up just one run. And that came on Saturday. Beat the Mudcats in that single elimination opener 4-0. Stockman's Irish 10-0. St. Anthony Hogs here on their home field 4-0. There's another curveball hit in the air. Taking Wolf back to center field. Catches it, spins, relays it into the infield. Good play by Wolf. Heck, long fly ball near the scoreboard and right center field.
Designated hitter.
And now with one away,
Adam
runner at
Seaman.
second. That'll bring up DH Adam Seaman. RBI double in the first. Grounded out to second in inning number 3. Pierce in the on-deck circle. Cousins checks that runner and delivers. This one right back up the middle, look out. Solid single to center. Wolf up with it. Runner around third. Headed to the plate. It's cut off. 3-0 St. Louis Park. On a single to center by Adam Seaman.
First baseman, Joe Pierce.
That'll bring up Joe Pierce. Runner at first, one away. And now Pieram is coming out to talk to Cousins. We got a pinch runner coming out there. Andy Davis is going to run. Davis in to run. Scoring the run was pinch runner Johnson. Parker Johnson came all the way around. Get the young guys out there to run. And now it's 3-0. 7 hits in the game for St. Louis Park. They had 4 in the first. Here's one toward third. Grab by Thomas to second for one. Relay to first. Double play around the horn. 5-4-3. Just what Baseball 365 needed. But St. Louis Park tacks on a run. Through 5, they lead at 3-0 here on NSPN.TV.
Star Tribune covers high school sports as passionately as you live them. Don't miss a beat on the games you love. Check out Star Tribune all day, every day for the latest prep news, scores, and so much more.
Second baseman, Matthew Kalesa.
And we move to inning number 6 for Baseball 365, 9-1-2. Matthew Kalesa, Mason Wolf, and Michael Thomas. Kalesa had the only hit in the game so far for Baseball 365. They have an error on the board as well. Chris Odegaard beginning his 6th inning of work. Starter's been in command. Here's one hit high in the air into shallow right field. Second base Mangler out, makes the catch, one away. So far in the game,
Center fielder,
Odegaard,
Mason
5
Wolf.
strikeouts. And he's given up just the 1 walk, and that came in the first. And at the moment has retired 9 in a row. There's one outside to Mason Wolf. The center fielder for Baseball 365. Where's number 8? Plays center field. This flied out to center twice. Now he hits a high fly ball to left. Jimmy Heck waiting. Makes a catch. So 8-8-7. He's 0 for 3 in the ball game, and with 2 away, that'll bring up Michael Thomas playing at third. Struck out looking in the first. Soft liner to short in the third. 2 away, nobody aboard. And offered at it. Down low, ball 1, 1-0. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors for St. Louis Park. For Baseball 365. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 error. Baseball 365 has not been to a title game in the history I've seen. And, of course, the State A tournament goes all the way back to 77. But here they are. They got to beat St. Louis Park 2 in a row to win the title. 2-1 pitch on the way from Odegaard, pitching to Ledeen. Pops out of his glove, no big deal, 3-1. Nobody aboard, 2 away. Last player to reach was Matthew Colazzo with that 1-out single in the third. Low and away, and there's a walk, number 2, a 2-out walk. And that'll bring up Sam Colazzo playing at shortstop. He had that walk in the first, then grounded out to short to lead off, inning number 4.
Sam Colazzo.
3-0, top of the 6th. Just a great day to be at the ballpark. Thanks so much for joining us on the brand new NSPN.TV, the Neighborhood Sports Network. And we're going to probably be in your neighborhood at some point soon. We'll be set up shop down in Meesville, Dundas, and Faribault for the B and C the next 3 weekends. Of course, the tournaments wrap up Labor Day weekend. 0-1 pitch on the way to Colasa. And there's a base hit to right. Thomas around second, headed for third. And a 2-out threat going here. Sam Colasa, a solid single to right. And now baseball 365 with runners at the corners. That'll bring up DH Mark Fenstead, and he's got power. Fenstead hit a home run to left at inning number 2 earlier in the day against some Millers. That got baseball 365 going. Had 3 walks in that game. One swing of the bat, he could tie the ball game here in the top of the 6th. Odegaard's going to be careful. Gets a strike on the outside edge with that fastball. 0-1. Odegaard from the stretch. Not too worried about the runners. Delivers. A little bit outside, 1-1. DH Fenstead ready to hit. 0 for 2. Couple of pop outs on the infield. Runner goes. There's a strike, 1-2. Sam Colazzo goes down to second. Catcher indifference there. Our runners at second and third. 2 outs. A walk and a hit. And Fenstead in a 1-2 hole. Here's the pitch outside. Good stop there by Ledeen. 2-2. Keeps that runner at third base in a 3-0 ball game. Breeze now switching a little bit. The breeze we had was out of the northwest, now out of the west, blowing out toward left. Fenstead's got to like that. 2-2 pitch on the way. This one he goes the other way to right, but Manville is there to put it away.
Blunt.
Here we go to the bottom of the sixth inning. St. Louis Park leading at 3-0 against baseball 365. And it will be 6, 7, and 8. Donald Blunt, Tony Manville, and Austin Ledeen. Blunt had a hit, stole a base in the first, lined out to short in the third, chops one foul, 0-1. As we mentioned, just getting started with the B and the C this weekend. There's a curveball falling down as Cousins. I think he'll be all right. Just kind of slipped on the mound there. Tip of the cap to the crew here at Palm Field, doing a good job getting it ready. There's a curveball, big swing and a miss, slow curve. And Blunt way out in front. This one hit high in the air to center field. Wolf waiting for it. A lot of high fly balls today. Blunt retired. One away, and that'll bring up Manville. A couple of ground outs. He's 0 for 2 in the game
Right
today.
fielder, Tony Manville.
There's a strike. On 1 the count to Manville. Cousins the starter, working into the sixth. That one fouled to the screen. 0-2. There's a strike, 1-2. Now 2-2. Ball eludes the catcher, Piram. Thomas at third, Sam Kalas at short, Matthew Kalas at second, Nate Balin at first. Smith, Wolf, and Rutledge outfielders for baseball 365. Nobody aboard, 1 away, 2-2 pitch toward third. Off the glove of Thomas into left field. That was a hot shot. It eluded him. No joke, hot corner there.
Catcher, Austin Ledeen.
That'll go as a hit. 8th hit of the game for the Pirates. Have 3 runs and 8 hits. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for baseball 365. And this will bring up catcher Austin Ledeen. 2 fly balls to center on his resume today. He's 0 for 2. There's a curveball just inside. 1-0. To a pitch coming up from Cousins. Checks that runner and delivers. There's a strike, 2-1. Here's a curveball. Hit in the air to left, all the way to the fence and gone. Ledeen turns on one, carries over the fence. That is a 2-run shot. And St. Louis Park extends their lead to 5-0 here in the 6th. Manville, the one-out single. Ledeen, the
Shortstop.
two-run home run. A line
Alex
drive
Veggie
over the
Johnson.
fence. Now it's Alex Veggie Johnson, the shortstop. There's a meeting on the mound, and Cousins will continue. No activity in that baseball 365 bullpen, so you would assume relief pitching would come from somewhere on the field. Johnson a ground out and a walk today. Looks at strike one on the outside edge. Ledeen, line drive. We've seen a lot of high fly balls. That one he drove out of here. 315 down the lines, 365 to the power alleys. Definitely a hitter's park, and he hit that one over the fence. A big swing and a miss. Now 1-2. Veggie Johnson, the number 9 hitter in the Pirates order. They extend their lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Cousins. That one fouled out of play. Count rides along at 1-2. This one hit in the air to left. Back to the fence. And gone. Another home run. Alex Veggie Johnson. A home run. And it's 6-0. Pirates.
Center fielder Brady Brzezinski.
Brady Brzezinski, the center fielder, 2 for 3. Hits in the first and in the second, stole a base. So back-to-back home runs for Ledeen and Veggie Johnson at the bottom of this Pirates order. They were up 3-0 coming into the 6th, and now lead 6-0. They have 8 hits on the board. There's a curveball strike. 1-1 now. Now there is activity down in that bullpen for baseball 365. Try and get you a number here in a moment. That one hit in the air to left. Smith waiting and catching out number 2. Ball really carrying to left here today. That'll bring up Jake Mangler. Reaching on a fielder's choice in the first and scored.
Second
Fly ball to
baseman,
left,
Jake
had a single,
Mangler.
a stolen base, and a run scored in the 5th. Actually, pinch runner Johnson scored the run, but had that single in the 5th. Down in the bullpen is Jack Deutsch. Righty-hander, warming up rapidly. Nate Cousins has run into trouble here in the 6th, trying to get out of it. Nobody on, 2 away. 1-0 pitch on the way. This one's hit in the air to center field. Wolf trotting on, waiting, makes a catch. But damage done. 3 runs, 3 hits. A 2-run homer for Ledeen. A solo home run for Veggie Johnson. And after 6, St. Louis Park closing in on a title, leading baseball 365, 6-0 here on NSPN.TV.
PrepSpotlight.tv made history in 2020 by live streaming every game of the Town Ball State Tournament. History is happening again. PrepSpotlight.tv has been great, but it's becoming greater. Introducing NSPN.TV. The Neighborhood Sports Network launches this week with end-to-end coverage of a fantastic Minnesota sports tradition, Town Ball. See every game for a new fan-friendly monthly fee. Join for Town Ball State Tournament games, then stay for the high school and college seasons. NSPN.TV will provide subscribers with an abundant supply of local sports content, featuring live events called by local play-by-play professionals, comprehensive highlights, feature stories, weekly shows, documentaries, and video podcasts. Welcome to the neighborhood. NSPN.TV.
Nate Balin, Zane Rutledge, C.J. Smith due up for baseball 365 here in the 7th. Ball one, now strike one with that foul ball out of play to Balin. Balin a couple of fly ball outs. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. Chris Odegaard sailing along, got into a little trouble in the 6th. Gave up a walk and a hit with one out. There's a liner to left, and it's caught by Heck. Hit it hard, but right at him. That'll bring up Zane Rutledge. Rutledge struck out in the 2nd.
Right fielder Zane Rutledge.
And then robbed when he hit a liner to right field, and Tony Manville made a terrific catch. Wow. Second great catch of the day. This one fouled out of play, 0-1 to Rutledge, the right fielder. Great way to follow the state tournament at Min Baseball. Official Twitter account of the Minnesota Baseball Association at Min, M-I-N-N, Baseball. And they have updates throughout the tournament from all the sites. Final weekend of the Class A, the B and the C just getting started. Faribault, Dundas, and Meesville are the sites. And we have all the games here on NSPN.TV. And one subscription good for all our content. 1-2 pitch on the way. One away, nobody aboard. Outside, 2-2. Odegaard, no runs, 2 hits. No errors behind him. Struck out 5 and walked 2. This one chopped just foul. Scooped up there by Pierce in foul territory. Count 2-2. Big thanks to Andy Price, our technical director, helping us get going earlier in the day. Kim Reinhardt running the camera for us. 2-2. Hit in the air down the left field line. Long run for Hack. Makes a catch in foul territory. Bumps into the fence. Near that mound in the bullpen. Good running catch. And now it's going to bring up C.J. Smith, the left fielder. Took over for Jake Porter.
Left fielder C.J. Smith.
He struck out and then was retired 2-3 when Ladine, the catcher, dropped that third strike, but he did throw him out. 2 away, nobody aboard here in the 7th. This one laced foul, look out. Wow, over toward that dugout. Someone was standing in that spot and would have got drilled. That was a blue darter off the bat of Smith. A 1 pitch on the way. Inside 1-1. Just a great vantage point. Hope you're enjoying it. Right behind home plate with our camera. 1-1. In on the hands again, 1-2. Swing right over the top. And congrats to longtime Twins broadcaster Dan Gladden, inducted into the Twins Hall of Fame in ceremonies today. There's another one foul, 1-2, along with the late Cesar Tovar. Twins legend, back in the 60s, played all 9 positions in a game. Terrific player. Finally gets his due, and then yesterday, second winningest manager in team history, Ron Gardenhire, inducted into the Twins Hall of Fame. So congrats to Gardy, Gladden, and Tovar going into the Twins Hall of Fame this weekend in ceremonies at Target Field. That one to the screen, 2-2. 2 away, nobody aboard. Baseball 365 swinging here in the 7th. There's one outside now, 3-2. Catcher Jack Piram waiting on deck, still has the shin guards on. Caught all 9 innings earlier in the day against the Millers. There's one fouled high and out of play. Coming over to take a look is Blunt, all out of play. Runs into the fence. Plenty of room in foul territory. Not a lot of room behind home plate. You got Palms Porch down the right field line over the 315 sign. Pretty good batter's eye here as well. This one fouled out of play. Spruce trees out in center field. Vines starting to cover most of the fence. I would say in the next 2 or 3 years, the vines will completely take over. I'm sure the brutally hot summer and at times dry summer didn't help the vines, but I would think eventually that outfield fence will be completely covered the next 2-3 years. This one laced foul, another one over toward the dugout off the bat of Smith. So Smith making Odegaard work here in the top of the 7th inning. There's 2 away, nobody aboard. He's seeing a lot of pitches. Odegaard can't finish him off. Three-two on the way. Another foul. Pulled wild foul. Long AB here. We got to the park this morning. Sun over the school, now it's at our back. In on the hands. Drop third strike, they'll get him again. Second time in the game. He's been
now pitching for Baseball 365, number 34, Jack Deutsch.
We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. St. Louis Park leading Baseball 365 6-0. New pitcher for Baseball 365. That is Jack Deutsch, right-hander. We saw him warming up in the bullpen a little bit earlier in the ball game, and he will face 3, 4, and 5. Heck, Seaman, and Pierce, this Pirate order. And Heck today, single and a run scored in the first. Lined out to right in the third, fly ball to center in the 5th. Ball 1, ball 2. To Heck, the left fielder. This one foul, 2-1. Nate Cousins, Baseball 365 starter, goes 6. Gives up 6 runs, 8 hits. Had 1 error behind him. There's one inside, and that nipped him. So he gets hit by a pitch. And the Pirates have the leadoff runner aboard here in the 7th. That'll bring up Adam Seaman.
Designated hitter,
RBI
Adam
double
Seaman.
in the first, RBI single in the third. He is 2 for 3 with 2 RBI. So the cleanup hitter doing his job. Bottom third of the order, though, Ledeen and Johnson. Ledeen a 2-run homer, Veggie Johnson a solo home run. But Seaman, the DH, has done his work. Looks at strike 1. Deutsch hits a batter. And he'll throw over there down in the dirt, scooped up by Balin. I think we have a new player down at first base as well. Chris Ashland. Here's one hit high in the air to right field. Rutledge back, makes the catch near the fence. Well, Seaman gave it a ride. It is an out. One away runner at first.
First baseman, Joe Pierce.
But it is Ashland now down at first, holding the runner, taking over for Nate Balin. And now Joe Pierce playing at third base. Sac fly RBI in the first. Reached on an error in the third. Head into a 5-4-3 double play in the 5th. Perry bats in the 7th. His team up 6-0, closing in on a state title. Baseball 365 is able to rally. We'd play again tomorrow night here at Palm Field. Pirates want no part of that. There's a strike. Right down the middle, 1-1. Between games, I had some peanut M&Ms. Freshened up the water. There's one down in the dirt, blocked by Piram. Runner doesn't advance. Tempted to grab a burger, but it's a scramble between games. I was able to eat the M&Ms quickly while filling out the scorebook for game 2. 2-1 now the count. That one's inside now, 3-1. Bad weather for the start of the B and the C, and there's a walk. Now a hit batter and a walk. Runners at first and second, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. That'll bring up third baseman Donald Blunt. Blunt had a single, stole a base in the first, lined out to short in the third, fly ball to center in the 6th. Saturday, or really weather was no problem. It was cloudy, but no problem. Understand there was a pop-up shower in the Meesville area, I believe, last night, but they were able to get all the games in. One of the games on Friday night delayed to Sunday night, but it looks like they'll get through the weekend in that Class B and C double elimination, of course. 2 weekends to go there. They wrap it up on Labor Day weekend. 1-1, 1 out, 2 on. This one laced to left, down for a hit, cut off by Smith. Runner around third, headed to the plate. He'll score. Solid RBI single by Blunt. Pierce scores to make it, or I should say Heck scores to make it 7-0. Pierce will stay at second, Blunt down at first with that RBI single. And now coming to the plate, Tony Manville, the right fielder.
Attention please, batting for Manville, number 34, Chris Duda.
So Chris Duda's going to bat for Manville. With runners at first and second and a run in. 7 runs down, 9 hits for the Pirates. There's one up in the zone, ball 1. So Duda will bat. Manville 1 for 3, had a single and a run scored in the 6th. Here's Duda inside. That gets away from the catcher. Runners are going to move up. As the catcher, Piram, had to go all the way over to that Pirate dugout. So on that wild pitch, Duda's now got 2 in scoring position. Umpire restocks. There he is back in your picture. And now it's Duda. Pinch hitting for Manville. And the pitch. Inside corner strike. 2-1. Deutsch. Gets one by him, 2-2. Jack Deutsch in relief, and Nate Cousins who goes the first 6. Now they've been able to touch up Deutsch for a run here. This one hit high in the air to right field. Rutledge out. Or Rutledge actually in. Makes the catch. Runner tags, throw to the plate. Not in time. So Duda gets the RBI. Pierce scores from third. Blunt moves to third. And now it's 8-0. St. Louis Park here in the 7th inning. As they close in on a title.
Attention please, batting for Ladine, number 24, Mike Arlt.
Mike Arlt will bat for Ladine. That skips all the way to the backstop. Runner can't move. Blunt thought about it, but stays at third base.
Concession stand, half price
So,
on all beverages.
Arlt,
Half price on all beverages at the concession stand.
wearing number 24, 1-0 count. 2 runs in here, bottom of the 7th, 8-0. There's one a little high. 2-0 now to Arlt. Here's one hit high in the air. Catcher comes over. Third baseman in. Third baseman takes it. That is Thomas. And that retires the side. So Art falls out to third base. But St. Louis Park adds 2. And after 7, they lead at 8-0 here on NSPN.TV.
You should feel good about where you and your money are headed. We can help you build a better relationship with your money, starting with our free Simply Better checking account. When you open an account, you'll also receive a free gift. Get started today. Think bank. Meet your money.
Such news! It's everything I ever wanted.
Duda.
And here we are back to Palm Fields in Anthony Village here in the heart of the metro area in this Class A championship weekend. St. Louis Park leading baseball 365. 8-0 as we go to the 8th. Piram, Matthew Kalesa, and Mason Wolf. 8-9 and 1. Here's one towards short. Stab there. Veggie Johnson across. One away. Play. Piram retired 6-3. He is 0 for 3 in the ball game. That'll bring up Matthew Kalesa. He had a single in the 3rd. Popped out to 2nd in the 6th. He's 1 for 2. Chris Odegaard's still on the mound. Looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter here. Walked a couple. Here's one towards short. Veggie Johnson again. Up. Throws it across in time. Got him. 3 up, 3 down for baseball 365 in the top of the 8th inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. St. Louis Park still leads it 8-0 here on NSPN.TV. Bottom of the 8th inning. Ashland at first, Matthew Casella at second, Sam Casella at third, Michael Thomas still at third. Smith in left, Mason Wolf in center, Angelo Pasiga now in right field. Piram behind the plate. Once again, Paulson batting here to lead off in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch swinging, fouled out of play. 0-1. He's going to hit it high in the air on the infield. Pitcher calls it. Hauser grabs it. He called it right away. That'll bring up another pinch hitter.
Brzezinski, number 31, Hayden Bowe.
Hayden Bowe will get the AB here. And there's a strike. 8-0 St. Louis Park here in the 8th.
Now
fouled out of
available
play.
at the concession stand.
St.
Half
Louis
price
Park,
on
2
all
in the
grilled
first. They had 1 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th. Back-to-back home runs by Ledeen and Veggie Johnson. And then 1 in the 7th. There's a strikeout. 2 away, nobody aboard.
Second
And for St.
baseman,
Louis Park, Jake
Mangler.
Mangler reached on a fielder's choice in the first, scored a run. Fly to left in the second. Had a single, stole a base. Ultimately, the pinch runner Johnson scored. A fly ball to center field in the 6th. So Mangler bats with 2 away, nobody aboard here, bottom of the 8th. This towards short. Sam Kalesa can't come up with it. Second error of the game on Baseball 365. And I'll bring up Jimmy Heck. Heck had a single and a run scored in the 1st, hit by a pitch and scored in the 7th. This is Hauser. Fly ball down the right field line. Pasiga there to make the catch and retire the side. So Baseball 365 down to their final 3 as we go to the 9th. They trail at 8-0 here on NSPN.TV.
All season long, you've gathered with friends, neighbors, and family at ball yards all across Minnesota.
Still going, gone! A home run!
Diamonds that define hundreds of communities. Town Ball binds together our passion for baseball and our hometowns. And on September 10th, the cornerstone of Minnesota baseball, Target Field, will host a party for all those who play, watch, and support Town Ball. The Twins host the Guardians at 6:10 p.m. Prior to the game, the champions will be honored in a ceremony at Town Ball Tavern, and all Town Ballers will be invited down to the field for a special pregame ceremony. Wear your team colors and enjoy a special night at Target Field.
Field Scallon back, has it measured. That's it! Air Freight Unlimited, your Class A state champions.
For tickets to the Minnesota Twins Tip of the Cap to Town Ball on September 10th, visit twinsbaseball.com/townball.
There we go to the top of the 9th. Baseball 365 down to their final 3 outs. St. Louis Park trying to close it out for the title. Odegaard, first pitch. Rip foul, 0-1. Chris Odegaard's gone the distance. 8 innings. Giving up just 2 hits. No errors behind him. This one towards short. On the run, Fedgie Johnson throws him out. Good play, 6-3. 1 away, nobody aboard. And we're going to see Sam Kalesa. Kalesa walked in the 1st, grounded out to short in the 4th, hit a single in the 6th.
Sam Kalesa.
What a job by Odegaard, though. 5 strikeouts, couple of walks. And in command all day today. Outside edge, strike 1. Mark Fenstead waiting on deck. Foul to the screen, 0-2. In this state tournament, St. Louis Park beat the Minneapolis Mudcats in the opener 4-0. Stockman's Irish 10-0. St. Anthony Hogs 4-0. Beat Baseball 365 2-1. They've given up 1 run so far in this Class A tournament. What a pitching performance now, 1-2. 1 away, nobody aboard, top of the 9th. One they'll talk about for a long time. Here's one through the hole into right, a solid hit for Sam Kalesa, his 2nd hit of the game. 3rd overall. His brother Matthew had the other hit. Just 3 hits on the day. And now Mark Fenstead hit a memorable home run in that win over the Millers earlier today. A solo shot to left. It got them going. Fenstead 0 for 3, 3 fly ball outs, looks at strike 1. Popped out twice on the infield, then a fly ball to right in the 6th. Hit it well, but went the other way, and it was caught by, at the time, Manville. Chris Duden out playing in right field. So chop foul outside of 3rd. Long season for these guys. I know they all appreciate the support of their families in particular. A lot of games, long summer, winding down for these teams today. Baseball 365 is able to rally and win today. They would force a game tomorrow night, but been a long, long year, and guys truly play it for the love of the game. 0-2, the screen, count rides along. Sam Kalesa on first base, one away here in the top of the ninth. St. Louis Park on their way. Be their first title since 2018. Outside 1 and 2. We haven't seen any activity down in the bullpen. Chris Odegaard been in command. They're pitching. Lights out. Now 2 and 2. The RBI double by Seaman in the first. The moment would be the game-winning hit. Someone hit in the air to center field. Brzezinski playing deep, comes on a bit, makes a catch, 2 away. Baseball 365 and the Class A season down to its final out. And the pinch hitter here for Baseball 365. Chris Ashland playing down at first base for Nate Balin. Came in defensively. And now it's Ashland. Looked at ball 1. 2 away, runner at first. Odegaard's pitch. Runner goes, chop to third. Grab by Blunt, across the diamond, in time! And the St. Louis Park Pirates are your Class A state champions.
The totals on the board are correct. The winning pitcher, Chris Odegaard.
Odegaard, the winner.
Nate Cousins.
Nate Cousins takes the loss. 8 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the St. Louis Park Pirates. Meanwhile, Baseball 365, no runs, 3 hits, and 2 errors. And what is extraordinary is the St. Louis Park Pirates win this one 8-0, and they outscore their opponents an astonishing 28-1, going 5-0 in the state Class A tournament. As I mentioned, this is a team and a pitching performance that they'll be talking about for a long, long time. And Chris Odegaard puts the exclamation point on it, pitching that 3-hit shutout over 9 innings today. And the team shake hands at home plate. Baseball 365 played him tough yesterday, falling 2-1. And then today it was all Pirates in an 8-0 victory today. We talked about Odegaard on the mound. Some of the other highlights. That game-winning hit, the 2 RBI, or I should say the RBI double by Adam Seaman in the first. Joe Pierce had a sac fly RBI in the first. An RBI single for Seaman again in the 5th. He had the 2-run homer for Austin Ledeen in the 6th. A solo home run for Alex Fedgy Johnson in the 6th as they go back to back. And then they tack on 2 more in the 7th, including an RBI by Donald Blunt. And then Blunt over to Pierce to close it out in a St. Louis Park state title. And we'll get the awards ceremony and keep it right here momentarily while they hand out the state championship trophy. And as we mentioned, St. Louis Park last won a title beating the Lions Pub Warriors 2-1 in 2018. Before that, a title came in 2008. So your champions of 2022 in Class A baseball, the St. Louis Park Pirates. And dominant pitching. Over 5 games, outscored their opponents 28-1. The only run given up came on Saturday. And that was that C.J. Smith home run in the 9th. That was it over the course of this state tournament. Pretty amazing, and we're waiting for that trophy ceremony.
The runner-up in this year's state baseball tournament, Class A, Baseball 360, managed by Nate Cousins.
You see Baseball 365 getting their second place hardware. And they'll take a photo out near the mound here at Palm Field. Once again, a tip of the cap to the folks here at Palm Field. St. Anthony Village High School doing a terrific job. Great hosts for this event annually. The St. Anthony Hogs, a big part of the grounds crew. And then in a moment, we'll get the trophy presentation to the St. Louis Park Pirates. Very deserving champions. Wow, they're pitching again in this tournament. Certainly something to write home about. And we'll remind you that our state tournament coverage continuing here on NSPN.TV, the Neighborhood Sports Network. From Meesville, Dundas, and Faribault in the B&C. Play continues tonight, and then the next 2 weekends before state champions are crowned. We're getting some team photos. Good look. Congrats again to Baseball 365 on a fine season, getting all the way here to this championship series. And it's such a challenge. They played one today. Had to play the Minnetonka Millers earlier in a 10-6 victory. And now the Pirates come out on the field, St. Louis Park.
Association Class A state tournament.
And we'll hang in there for a few moments.
Park Pirates, managed by Chris Duda.
Duda came into the game late, played some right field, and going to hand off the hardware. Some of the kids. This just really goes to show what a family affair it is. They play amateur baseball, all these games all summer long. And now they pose for that. Pose for that picture. The official photographer begging the guys to get a little closer with all the kids out there. That's just a great photo and a great moment. Tells you what amateur baseball is all about. The youngsters and veterans on the team, and the veterans with the little kids out there with them posing for a photo. Never forget it. And we'll never forget this St. Louis Park performance. Outscoring opponents 28-1 on the way to a title. We'll hang in there.
Pitcher of the tournament from St. Louis Park, Chris Odegaard.
Chris Odegaard, pitcher of the tournament, as announced by Al Schock a moment ago.
And the most valuable player of the tournament from St. Louis Park, Andy Davis.
MVP Andy Davis. So congrats to Odegaard, the winning pitcher today. Complete game, 3-hit shutout. And Andy Davis,
that concludes our
the MVP of the tournament. Well, once again, a big thanks to everyone for joining us here for the Class A state tournament at Palm Field in St. Anthony Village. Big thanks to our camera operator, Kim Reinhart, and, of course, Andy Price, our technical director, for all his help today. I am Steve Thompson, reminding you of the final score. St. Louis Park beats Baseball 365-8-0 today to win the State Class A Amateur Baseball Championship. Thanks so much for joining us.
Baseball. It's America's pastime and Minnesota's passion. The all-new Neighborhood Sports Network, in partnership with the Minnesota Baseball Association, brings you coverage of the 2022 State Amateur Baseball Tournament. Coverage of this great Minnesota tradition is proudly brought to you by the Urgency Room, fast, flexible care. McDonald's, owners and operators of Minnesota and Western Wisconsin. Find your golden opportunity at mcdonalds.com/careers. Xfinity, a better way to watch. Think Bank, meet your money. The Star Tribune, your home for the best prep coverage. And by the Minnesota Twins. Get tickets for Town Ball Night at Target Field on September 10th. Live coverage throughout the Town Ball tourney can be seen right here on the Neighborhood Sports Network. That's NSPN.TV. Welcome to the neighborhood. Now, let's get out to the ballpark.